Guys, I finally got the engine out of the cab. It was a little bit more of a struggle than I thought because I haven't done this on a two-wheel drive truck yet. And you pretty much, to get over this cross member down here, just dropped a wrench, but to get over that cross member down there, you have to do a lot of stuff. You have to take out the back two rockers and push rods, and pretty much everything in the back here. I just took all of it off because I'm going to be rebuilding it anyways. So I had to take all that out to give it enough room to clear and to come over that. And once I got that off, it really came out really easy. I wish I would have done that a long time ago, but draining the oil out of it right now so that I can get it over to the machine shop. Make sure that you drain the oil out of your engines before you send them to the machine shop, and also take off all the parts that you want to keep first before you send it to the machine shop. That's just a common courtesy to those machine shops. So all right, guys, we have got the engine to industrial injection, and we're going to start tearing this thing down. I'm going to start by taking off all these accessories, and then we're going to see what actually failed on this engine. So it might not be anything, and I'm hoping it is something, because it would really suck that if I tore this engine all the way out of the truck and then I find out that nothing was wrong with it. So let's get this thing tore down, and let's see what's wrong with it. Geez, she just wants to tear this motor down. Alrighty, let's lift the head off this thing and see what we see. Here we go. We might have some piston marks right there where the valves were hitting. So what would cause the valves to start hitting the piston is if the rod bearing was going out, which on these Cummins motors, the first bearings to go out are the rod bearings. So that's why you hear the famous knock, which is just the piston, or the piston pin in there hammering in the rod bushing. And if that bushing goes bad, it'll allow that piston to come up too much, and that's why it will hit the valves on the piston. So it looks like to me that they were hitting, but I guess we're gonna have to tear this down even further to see exactly what failed. All right, guys, I am covered in black, but just as we expected, we got the motor tore down, got the oil pan off of it, started taking the pistons out of it, and as you can see, one of these rods is not like the other. And by looking at these main caps down here, you can tell that it's this one right here. And that is not supposed to be like that. If you can see, that thing is wiggling like crazy. I haven't even loosened it yet. And it is also black, which means this thing got really hot and spun, and that rod is no longer with us. And the reason why, as we expected with the head, the valve's kissing the piston, you can see how much clearance that rod has. It's not supposed to be like that. So that just allowed the piston to go up just that much further to be able to hit the valves, and we found our issue. So we're gonna keep tearing this thing down and see what we can save out of it and salvage out of it, and what we can't. So, and we are gonna get all these parts washed up, figure out exactly. We're definitely gonna have to get the crank re-ground. As you can see, there's some deep grooves in this journal right here. And so we're gonna have to find a crank or get it ground, get us another rod, and then we're gonna wash all these parts, get them machined, and then we can start building this engine and then start the long process of putting it back in. Thinking it was getting it out was